Hello, hello. Today we're going to put on our science hat for a second. I have been helping all three of my boys get ready for the science fair project due a week from tomorrow, actually. And it has been fun. Boy, I have seen some interesting things. And what was fascinating, within the same time period that I was working on these science fair projects, I had a coaching client really illustrate why the scientific method is so essential for weight loss. She was feeling frustrated, as we all have experienced, with the scale. She wasn't liking what she was seeing, and her lower brain was chatting at her about, all the things that we need to do, right? You step on the scale, you see something you don't like, and then the lower brain shows up and they're like, oh, this is a problem. We got to take action. We got to do something. And what she thought would be a good idea, she had been journaling her food, aiming for a calorie target, weighing in daily, all of those things. She was in a moment of frustration. She left me a voicemail message and said, Heather, I have some thoughts. I'm going to stop weighing myself because I don't think it's helping. I'm going to stop journaling my food. I'm going to start eating intuitively. And I'm going to start eating better quality food. I realize I eat a lot of processed things, and I think that's really influencing my weight. As a coach, you know what I'm hearing? Too many variables being changed at one time. So in a scientific experiment, you don't change all the variables. As a matter of fact, you want to be very selective and only change one variable from your control group at any time. I actually made my oldest son go back and do his experiment 3 times because he didn't record his data properly, and I explained to him the importance of data collection, not just fudging the numbers, really analyzing what's happening. And you need to become your own scientist. You need to keep lower brain in check and say, I hear you, lower brain, but that's just too many variables to change. We can't do that. So what I encouraged her to do, and this is how you can start to make positive changes without scrapping everything you're doing. I said to her, hey, you know what? Eating healthier has been available to you this entire time. No one is forcing you to eat processed food. So you can eat healthier foods. And if seeing that you're spending calories on healthier foods bothers you for some reason, like if the thought comes up, that banana is 100 and something calories, I could have had 100 calories of cookies, because this is one of the things I hear about Weight Watchers. People say, well, I don't want to track calories because then I make poorer food choices. But with Weight Watchers, it forces me to eat better. So I said to her, keep a paper journal, write down everything you eat and the quantities, and then the next day put it in your food app so you can see the calories. But we don't want to scrap that variable, because if you're not going to weigh, you're going to eat intuitively and you're going to eat healthier, and there's nothing there for us to kind of keep an eye on. When your results don't show what you want, I have no way of knowing why. So, and then I said, so we can continue to collect data. Then I said, as far as the scale goes, instead of weighing in every day, if it's really messing with your head, what if we go to 2 or 3 times a week? We still get an average, but we're not necessarily needing to step on it every single day. See, this is not completely scrapping one of our variables. It might be modifying it a little bit, right? So the reason I share this with you is because what my client was suggesting, I hear often. People get frustrated. They want to yank everything they're doing, completely overhaul and change it, because their lower brain convinces them what they saw on the scale was a problem. The fact they haven't made the results they wanted is a problem. And now we just need to completely overhaul everything. No, no, we do not need to overhaul everything. What we need to do is make subtle tweaks to what you're already doing. If you're not losing weight doing what you're doing, you don't want to go completely off the grid or freak out. If you're having a low day, don't make a major decision. Really just say, how can I take what I'm doing, modify it a little bit, and see if that starts to move me in the right direction. The complete change up of everything you're doing leaves you confused. A month goes by. Imagine a month goes by. You haven't weighed in and you're a daily weigher. You're not journaling any of your food, and you're changing up how you're eating. when you come up at the end of the month, whether you've lost weight, gained weight, or stayed the same, do you really even know why? You don't know why. But let's just say that my client does what I suggested. She actually writes it in the journal, she transcribes it, and she realizes that when she eats healthier foods, she's eating more of them. And her calories are maybe 200 or 300 more than what she was eating before. And her weight stalls out and she stays the same. She now has the data to say, okay, healthy foods are great, but I still can't just eat them carte blanche because they're healthy foods. I need to maybe be cautious with my portion sizes and keep that dialed in. Or if she's not, and then if she had not been weighing in, she would not have known that, right? She wouldn't have known her weight stalled out. She wouldn't have known how many calories she was consuming. She would have been completely in the dark. So this is why it's so essential you only change one variable at a time. And you don't completely drop the ball on some kind of, and even if you're somebody who doesn't journal calories at all, say you're taking photos of your food, you wouldn't want to completely cut off any kind of way of knowing what you're doing, whether it's you're following your process or whatever. If you want to make an alteration, make one alteration, watch how that affects you, then make a decision if you want to change another one. But you don't want to change everything overnight. I hope this helps. I just realized after doing the scientific method for the last month and a half and really having to drill my kids on it and then getting this contact with one of my coaching clients, that this would be a good lesson for everyone. Science, scientific methods, logic, variables, these are not things that are talked about enough in the weight loss sphere. So I thought this would be a helpful one for you guys. All right, you have a wonderful week. Please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon.